This is 10 News at noon.
It is Tennessee Quit Week. Governor Haslam kicked off a new campaign on Monday called It's Quittin' Time in Tennessee. Sounds familiar, right? Well, Summit Medical Group says more than 30,000 of its patients are smokers, and that's just in East Tennessee. More than 2/3 of them say they want to quit. That's the big problem here. So here with tips for those who want to quit but are having a hard time, we've got Melissa Pritchard from Summit Strategic Solutions. Thanks so much for being here.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
So you see these patients come in and they want to, but they just can't seem to do it. Why is that?
A lot of them, the first thing we hear is it's too hard, or I've done it several times before and I haven't been successful. So I think it's really important for people to understand it takes on average 6 to 11 times before they are going to be successful. So don't give up.
Right, because this is a chemical addictive stimulant.
Absolutely.
It's something that's going to, it's going to be hard to do.
Yes.
So you guys actually have some tips for folks to do this. But first, I wanted to talk a little bit about what happens to your body when you do quit. And this would probably be some motivation for people. What happens just on day one?
It definitely is. So within a matter of about 24 hours, blood pressure starts to drop, pulse rate drops, and then within 2 to 12 weeks or so, we see a significant improvement in cardiovascular health, heartbeat, all that kind of stuff. So there's improvement shown right away.
Right away. And then what about even, a year in? What kind of difference can people see in their bodies?
The risk of heart disease decreases significantly, as well as pulmonary disease, emphysema, bronchitis, things like that. If people have chronic asthma will improve. So there's a lot of health reasons. And that's usually the number one thing we hear from our patients who want to quit. It's health reasons.
Right. And what about somebody who says, I've been smoking for 30 years. Why quit now? I've already done this damage.
And I think that's the important part that you just highlighted is what the benefits can be just within even 24 hours. So there is definitely a benefit to it. I mean, I've had smokers in my class that have smoked for 50 years. And really what motivates them at that point, it's not so much health as it is the money that they've spent on the investment of cigarettes.
I mean, and wow, what a lot of money they cost these days. The taxes alone are so expensive. So folks can not only get healthy, but also save so much money.
Yeah, the average pack of cigarettes in Tennessee is about $5.30. So if you smoke one pack a day for a year, that's $1,900 spent on cigarettes in 1 year.
Whew,
so
you could do a lot with $1,900.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Okay, so you have all these great tips, and you encourage people who are trying to quit to come to your class. Tell us about your class.
So Summit Strategic Solutions Health Education Department is offering smoking cessation classes on behalf of our partner Summit Medical Group. Typically our classes are Summit patients only, but for this statewide initiative we are actually opening them to the entire community. We are offering those in 5 different locations. They will be in Knoxville, Sevierville, Oak Ridge, Greenville, and Jefferson City. So we've kind of spread out to kind of reach the masses. So anybody interested in quitting, even if there's a little inkling of wanting to quit, we would encourage them to sign up for the classes. And they can do that on Summit Medical Group's website if they just go to that website and go under health education.
Okay, Summit Medical Group's website, health education.
Yes.
And do these cost money?
No, these are free classes.
Oh, that's great.
And it is American Lung Association certified instructors who teach the classes. And we do 7 classes over 6 weeks. So people always ask us when they call if they have to quit right away on day one. And the answer to that is no, because part of the process of quitting is understanding why you quit or when you smoke and why you smoke. So we want them to kind of develop that plan before we actually have them quit. So we kind of work through the whys and the whens before we actually have them quit.
Yeah, and that's so interesting because it's not only this chemical thing. There might be another reason.
There is. A lot of it is habits. Some of them have perfected their habit, over 1 million times in their lifetime by putting that cigarette back and forth from their mouth to their. So it's more than just a dependence, I guess.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Melissa, for sharing this with us. It's not something I had heard of a lot about this, so we really appreciate that. Summit Strategic Solutions.
Thank you.
All right. Well, now we want to get a check of the forecast. We want to send it over to Rebecca Liebach in the Weather Center. Hey, Rebecca.
Hey, good afternoon, Mary. We are starting off this afternoon on a much colder note than where we were yesterday. I'll show you that here in just a little bit of how much colder we are, but so far, roads really not that bad. We saw maybe just a few light sprinkles this morning, a few light snowflakes out in Gatlinburg.